This is at least three primes. You would at least have a 20, 35, and a 50. It's one lens. It's killer. It's killer.
The obsessive DP.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Obsessive DP. I'm Ryan, the show where we go over high-level industry-grade production value filmmaking tips that you would see on a set. Today we got something pretty cool. It's this DZOFilm 20 to 55 lens, zoom lens, 2.8, super awesome. You know, I was trying it out today, got some test shots to show you guys, because the whole idea is, does this lens match up with the Sigma Cinema Primes? Why? Because over at NACNAC, that's what we have. We have the Sigma Cinema Primes, and now that we have two cameras, the DSM-C2 Helium and the Komodo, we're using two cameras on each shoot, which means we have less lenses to choose from, and we could get a second set of Sigma Cinema Primes, but I thought, why not have the versatility of a zoom, because it speeds you up on set. You have everything from 20 all the way to 125 with this set. It's super cool. We could go the Sigma Cinema Zoom route. A lot of people like those lenses, but they have terrible breathing. They're actually more expensive than these, and they don't cover the entire range from 20 to 125 like this set does. They cover 18 to 35 and then 50 to 100. So this actually gives you more of the range. Now the Sigma Cinemas are faster. They're I believe a 2 versus this is a 2.8. But that's really only one stop of light. Yeah, you don't get the cool bokeh, but it's kind of a dance, and let's see if they're worth it. Cool, so we filmed some shots today with my little girl outside. Here is a shot with the DZOFilm Zoom. I think it looks really good. Has nice round bokeh here. It actually doesn't have any really harsh lines around the bokeh, so the high-end, like airy signature primes, they will not have this hard line around the bokeh. They actually mesh really well, and it draws your eye away from that and onto your subject. But these aren't bad. I feel like they're actually nice big rings. I think the frame looks great, honestly. So if we match it up with the Sigma Cinema Primes are sharper, and that's to be expected. They are not a zoom. Zooms are usually a little bit less sharp, but they're also known for being sharp. The Sigma Cinemas are very sharp lenses because they come from a photo background. But is sharp better? I mean, that is the giant debate in the film industry, because a lot of old school cinematography lenses are not sharp. They have this like really old, cool feel to them, and it doesn't mean that the eye is tack sharp all the time. I love the ability with this lens to get 4 coverages without swapping lenses. You can get your wide establishing shot super easy. You just crank to 20, and then when you want to get like a medium, you crank to 50, or you crank to 35, and now you have your medium. And it doesn't really go to a close-up, but if you go to 50 and kind of move in, you can kind of get a close-up as well. So you can get multiple coverages without swapping lenses, and it's super fast. So looking at them side by side, I actually see a little less contrast in the Sigma Cinema Primes. They look a little bit less contrasty, and I see a yellow cast with the Sigmas. There's a yellow cast on her face. The colors almost look a little bit washed out, which is interesting. I thought that there'd be better optics on the Sigmas, but looking at them side by side, it looks a little more green with the Sigma Cinema Primes, and I don't really like that green feel. Whereas if you jump to the DZOFilm, you have kind of a more magenta in the shirt. You can see it really well in the shirt. The face as well looks a little more yellow in the Sigma Cinemas, where it looks a little bit, to me, more lifelike on the DZOFilms. Man, this is really the first time I'm looking at these. I'm really digging this frame, and this is a DZOFilm frame. This looks really nice. The bokeh looks amazing back here. It just washes away. It kind of gives you just like this cream back here. I love that. Now with the primes, you are going to get a little more creamy because you can go to 1.4, whereas this is 2.8, so that's 2 stops difference. I like it. Even though it's less out of focus, it still looks really, really good. I'm pretty sure I'm seeing more yellow in her face on the Sigma, whereas I'm seeing a little bit more magenta, a little bit bluer on her face in the DZOFilm, but they're really close. It's weird, maybe it's just the camera settings, but I am liking how the DZOFilm looks just on the basic camera settings. We're just 5600 Kelvin, our tint is at 0, and this is what's coming out. All right, so this is the plant. This is a good test with the colors. The colors look really similar here. I think that matches really well. I am seeing some vignetting. I think I am seeing some vignetting in the corners at 20 on the DZOFilm. Not a deal breaker, but just be careful when you're wide angle, you may see some vignetting. I really think it could work. I'm happy about this because this is kind of where I wanted to go with our next lens purchase, was these. So that I'm kind of excited that they're looking really good on this camera. And I mean, this looks amazing. You gotta give it to it. It looks so cool. Having this nice long lens speeds you up on set when you can just zoom, and it's killer. It's killer. This is at least three primes. You would at least have a 20, 35, and a 50. It's one lens, 20, 35, and 50. And then the other one, you'd have a 50, 75, 85, 100, 125. That's like 4 lenses on the other one. I didn't get paid for this. This isn't a sponsored video, but I really am digging these lenses. The biggest downside I see is just the vignetting. I think it's gonna vignette, but it's not that bad. It's to be expected. I think these are killer. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, comment down below, ask me a question. I probably missed something completely. Stay obsessed.